Hey, what's going on? This is Joe from Train Out of Pain coming to you with day 5 of 5 things that you should remove from your life if you have fibromyalgia. I hope you've enjoyed the series this week. I try to bring you guys some different ways of thinking, some different information, and some different knowledge so that you can think about your condition a little bit differently than you currently are and the way that your physicians definitely are treating you as well. So today is probably the most important one of all of the 5 that we talked about this week. And the one most important thing that you need to remove from your life is the negative self-talk. You need to remove this negative self-talk because your brain, your cells, they hear this stuff. And when you say it enough, those things become true. It is pretty widely accepted through science that, you know, positive self-talk, self-affirmations, they work really, really well. Well, the adverse is also true. If you are constantly saying, "Why me?" and there's things that I used to say, "Here we go again," and man, I can't believe that I have to live this way. What do I have to do to regain my life? And all of those things, sure, they matter. I'm not going to discount the way that you feel. But when you concentrate on the negative, which it's kind of hard not to when you feel like crap all the time, when you concentrate on the negative like that, it really does bring you down. It brings you down with your mood, it brings you down physically as well. When we have chronic illnesses, when you have fibromyalgia, when you get that diagnosis, it's like a breath of fresh air because you finally, after all this time that you've been searching for answers, you finally have this diagnosis. And like I've talked about before, what we do is we hold on to that diagnosis with open arms and we squeeze really, really tight. Great way to make ourselves worse. It becomes our identity. And that is one of the most detrimental things that we can do to ourselves. It's something that I used to do all the time. I was never, I'm Joe with fibromyalgia. I have fibromyalgia and my name is Joe. That's how that conversation usually started. So, how do we bypass this? Um, what I used to do is when the pain would come on, when I'd have a flare up, I would recognize it, I'd be mindful of it, and then I'd move on with my day. I know it sounds difficult when you are in a lot of pain, but that was a big mind shift for me, and it allowed me to finally no longer look at my pain as, a ball and chain for the rest of my life. Eventually, I looked at my fibromyalgia as the greatest gift that I've ever been given. And when you can get to that point, that's when you can start to heal. If you want to just dwell on the fact that you have this condition, you want to blame doctors, you want to blame whoever you want, that's fine, but you're not going to heal. You have to move on beyond feeling like crap. You have to move beyond the fatigue. You have to move beyond all of these negative, terrible thoughts that we usually have. As somebody that has fibromyalgia, we do a great job of catastrophizing. It's, oh, I can't do this because I'm going to end up in bed. Well, if I do this, I'm not going to be able to do this. Or if I go out with my friends, that stuff's got to stop. I know it's difficult to have a social life. It's difficult to have a romantic relationship when you are constantly in pain and when you're fatigued, but you have to live your life still. So I would encourage you to look at different mindfulness techniques. And again, one of the books that I really think that everybody with fibromyalgia should be reading is The Mind Body Prescription by Dr. John Sarno. That gives you some great tips on how to overcome the negative self-talk that we all experience. So I hope that you found this series at least somewhat educational. If you didn't see yesterday, I put a pretty provocative photo of myself up. Um, Look, I'm a little silly sometimes, but I do this to get your attention. I'm going to talk about the things that your physicians just aren't talking about because these are the things that have allowed myself to heal and heal naturally without the use of any drugs or supplements. And it is my goal over the next 20 years to help 1 million people with fibromyalgia. I can't do that alone. So if you found any of these tips helpful, if you find any of my information helpful, I encourage you to share these videos with people, share my posts with people because I'm really in this to help you and to help other people like you and myself who have struggled with this really terrible condition. Hope you've had a great week, and I will talk to you again on Monday. See you soon.